2 more girls have been murdered by the Whistler near Larksoken, a nuclear power station on the North Norfolk coast. Adam Dalgleish, on leave nearby, learns details from Chief Inspector Rickards. At the power station, a computer virus has broken out, and the ambitious director, Alex Mayer, faces staff problems, including marriage demands from Hilary Robarts, who is hated locally for trying to evict the Blaney family from a cottage which she owns.
Hello? 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 Anybody there?
Never any time for her. Thought of married her. Sheds up the time, don't I, Yvonne? Frigid, uptight cat.
Don't you talk about her like that.
Don't you dare. You know nothing about her. Nothing. Oh, man, I'm only joking, you know. Hey, Norrin, where you going? Where do you think I'm going?
away at a dinner party, right, sir?
Yes, yes. Still am, I hope. The mayor's, Alex Mayor, for the power station. He's my boss, if you like. So, what, my movements? Norwich. I left Norwich at 7-ish, into the dentist's. A late appointment. He's very good like that. And cut across through Bristol, hit Marston at 8 o'clock. 8, because I remember hearing it on the car radio. And then it was a clear run, hardly a car on the road until I got to here. And I saw the car in the road, door open. I didn't know, I thought it was an accident. You wouldn't. You don't expect to go around finding dead bodies.
Right, you live in Blakeney, that right, sir?
Anyway. Sorry?
Blakeney, you live there?
Yes?
Yeah. Poiters View.
Yes, I told you that.
And you're on your way from Norwich to a dinner party at the mayor's?
Yes, correct.
And you didn't think of calling in at home first?
No, I don't... What are you insinuating? What are you trying to get at?
Oh, nothing, sir, nothing at all.
Look, I am trying to help you. What do you think I'd have gone to all the trouble of going to find a telephone box?
Listen, we're very grateful. Just trying to establish the facts, that's all.
Yes, good. Yes, well, I'm pleased to hear that. Matey again, is it?
Certainly looks like it.
What have the Amazons got to do with it? I thought we were talking about here and now, real life, not...
All right. Let's take a modern example. Parkinson's disease. Now, we all know it's now possible to treat it by using human tissue from aborted fetuses. Fine. Now, presumably you'd find that ethically
my brother's hobby horses.
provided the abortion itself was legal and spontaneous, but not if it was, say, induced for the express purpose of providing living tissue.
Of course.
Okay. At the same time, you argue that a woman has
how are things working out at the
total
mill?
right to the use of
Fine.
Yes.
I think I'm going to be sorry to leave.
What if?
There's no question of your living there permanently, I suppose.
In the circumstances, I'm afraid not. Still, you never know. I wouldn't be the first to relinquish the bright lights for somewhere like this.
Of course it is. Besides, isn't it odd you should assume the sufferer is a man? A man who, of course, would feel entitled to use a woman's body in this way, as indeed he does in any other.
You're the one that's being unfair. I mean, he, she, it doesn't matter which, does it? It's purely a hypothetical example to illustrate the point.
Cheese.
Do you honestly imagine that any woman who's suffered the trauma of an abortion would go through it all again purely for some man's convenience?
Parkinson's is rather more than an inconvenience.
I'm afraid this kind of topic isn't particularly conducive to the digestion.
However, I wasn't advocating the process.
We had a
The illegal under the
cardiologist to
present
dinner
law.
last year. Delightful man. All people
Well,
wanted to
naturally.
talk about was hearts.
We're not really talking about legality, are we? We're talking about morality.
Is there a difference?
I'd have said so. What do you think?
Oh, well, I tend to believe in an absolute morality, independent of time or circumstance.
Sounds as if you're a moral philosopher.
No. Not a cardiologist either.
Dr. Glenhill!
I think it's a card.
Toby Glenhill!
Card.
Open the bloody gate and then I'm trying to talk about it! I have total clearance at all times. You guys should know that!
This idea that a sin's justified if it benefits someone we love, that's so often suspect, don't you think? I mean, if we advocate euthanasia, is it to stop their suffering or our own with having to watch it? And this idea you've been talking about, conceiving children simply to kill them and use the tissue, well, it's repugnant.
Well, that doesn't tell us whether it's moral or not.
Doesn't it? I would have thought our repugnance told us just that.
And this using of the fetus is so dangerous. You can imagine women, poor women, all over the world, conceiving children simply in order to sell the fetuses.
True. I mean, there's already a black market in human organs.
We can't deliberately suppress scientific knowledge simply because it might be abused.
But there are bound to be abuses.
Then legislate against them. Oh, it's not easy, far from it, but it has to be attempted. That's what being human means. Using our intelligence to make choices. Nothing. I don't expect Master to forget.
Probably off with some new friend or other. Well, why pretend? We all know his preferences. Oh, only 2 hours late. Not bad. Right day, anyway.
Miles, come on.
Alice, I'm terribly, terribly sorry. I'm too late for dinner, I know, but not, I hope, for a drink. God, I need one.
Come through.
Thanks very much. Alex, I really am terribly sorry.
You know Meg, of course?
Oh,
hello.
Hello.
This is Adam Dalglish.
Oh,
Hello.
Hi.
Scott?
Yes. No, brandy, if I may, Alex.
Do sit down, Miles.
Thank you.
Where have you been? We waited for absolutely hours. All right.
Yes. I have been considering how best to answer that question for the past 20 minutes. There are a number of possibilities. I could say I've been helping the police with their inquiries.
The police?
Or that there was a little unpleasantness on Redbrook Lane. Or that I've been involved in a murder. Actually, I suppose it was all three. The Whistler has killed again. I found the body.
What do you mean, found?
Miles.
Oh, my God.
Thanks, I need that.
You must have been terrified out there alone in the dark. Suppose you were there, waiting.
Never crossed my mind, to tell you the truth. Anyway, he's not interested in men. And he'd got his kicks already.
She was dead when you found her.
Yes?
How can you be certain?
I could tell.
You didn't consider overcoming your natural repugnance and attempt to give her the kiss of life?
Look, I knew she was dead. Just leave it at that.
Meanwhile, the police, one supposes, are treating you as a prime suspect. The first on the scene? Isn't that right, Commander? It is usual for the police to suspect whoever claims to have found the body.
Not necessarily, no.
As well as having a perfectly good alibi for at least 2 of the previous killings, I was surprisingly free of blood as far as the police were concerned.
Blood? I thought the Whistler strangled his victims.
Yes. Yes, he does, but he also carries a knife with which he marks them, as well as stuffing their mouths with hair.
Hair?
Pubic hair. I just felt ashamed. It's like a voyeur. It was the letter L cut into her forehead. It's one of his trademarks. I was talking to one of the detectives out there at the scene, and he said, he thought that L could stand for Lark Soken, some maniac with a grudge against nuclear power.
Nonsense. What rubbish. There's been nothing on television or in the newspapers about cuts on foreheads or pubic hair.
No, that's because the police don't release details, because it helps them weed out false confessions, and they've had half a dozen of those already.
Didn't the police ask you to keep all this confidential?
Yes. And I fully intend to. Well, nobody here would pass it on.
Oh, Teresa. Fresh coffee. Lovely. Bring it here, will you?
Baldwin.
Same as on the car registration. Any news on the next of kin?
Husband could be working late, according to a neighbour.
Well, he's not the only one.
Are you sure you wouldn't like Alex to drive you both home? He's got to take Teresa back anyway.
No, really, thanks, Alice. We'll be fine.
I'm sure you'll be in safe hands.
Thanks.
Hello? Yes, he's here with us now.
We've identified the body.
Yes.
Her name is Mrs. Christine Baldwin, and she's apparently an employee at the power station.
I see. Oh, my God, this is terrible. Well, everyone at the station is going to find this deeply shocking. Look, I'll be in my office from about 8:30 tomorrow morning, if I could be of any help, but...
Probably give you a ring in the morning.
Right. Fine. Well, good night, Chief Inspector. Chief Inspector Rickards. They have identified the victim. Christine Baldwin. You didn't recognize her?
No.
One of our typists.
Christine Baldwin, age 32, married last year. Joined the staff approximately 11 months ago. Recently transferred to the medical physics department.
He used to terrify me, the sheer size of him. Though he dominates the headland.
Yes.
Like some vast cathedral. Alex is always trying to demystify it. Telling you that its function is to generate power without causing acid rain or spewing out carbon dioxide. I'm afraid to me, atomic power will always mean that mushroom cloud.
And now Chernobyl.
This is going to be my last outing for a while, at least at night. With the Whistler so close, I can't see myself leaving the Copleys alone after dark.
It's curious how hysteria builds up in a community. But they're in no real danger if they lock up securely.
I wish Miles Lessinger had left some of those salacious details out. Still, I suppose he felt the need to talk about it. Especially since he's living alone. And doesn't like it much. Not like your aunt.
Who? No, never heard of him. Who? Norman Baldwin. Norman? What you have? He's over there.
You've heard about this community service Mr. Copley's arranging?
Yes.
I wish the vicar hadn't agreed to it. I'm sure it'll be embarrassing. Mr. Copley will preach at us, which is the last thing the community needs at the moment.
Or maybe he'll surprise us all.
Mm. Why ask Inspector Rickards to read the lessons? Do you see that?
What?
A light over there by the ruins.
No.
Moving near the east window, 2 flashes. Like a torch. I'm sure I saw it.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee.
But it shall not come nigh thee. What does that mean? To us, living here with the knowledge that a murderer is in our midst, waiting for his next chance, his next victim. We think we know all about evil. And that is why, with your vicar's kind permission, I have called this community service. What is it St. Paul tells us in his epistles to the Romans? Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. He knew, you see. He understood the nature of evil. And his advice was to overcome evil with good, with forgiveness. Forgive thine enemies. Christ's words again.
Forgive? What are you talking about, you silly old man? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you stand up there and tell us to forgive when you haven't been through what we've been through? You don't know nothing.
Forgiveness is never an easy option. But for Christians, of course, it is the only option. We owe it to ourselves to find genuine forgiveness.
Sorry, Pat. Sorry. I don't know what came over me.
Don't worry, love. You're right. You don't know what he's talking about.
Forgive, he says. Forgive? How can we forgive a man who did that to Valerie?
It's all right. It's all right. You wait here a moment. I want to say something to them journalists.
Yes.
Can you give us a statement? Having often local criticism of the police handling of the case.
Really? Well, I just read the lesson for Chief Inspector Ricards. He's the one you need to speak to. Now, if you excuse me.
Thank you.
Are you all right?
Police. That done nothing for us.
It's all right.
Yes?
Must be nice having kids. Timmy's not mine. His mum shares the caravan with me. Just good friends, eh, Timmy? You work at the power station, don't you?
Yes.
I thought I recognised you from the last open day. I was the one who asked that question about the design capacity of the AGRs. Must be awful to be up there in the firing line. There we go.
I don't believe in what I'm doing anymore.
What, the move from Magnox, you mean?
Well, not just that, no. Something's happened.
What?
Look, how much do you know about how the reactor is controlled?
Well, a certain amount.
Do you know anything about the computers?
No, not a great deal, I'm afraid.
Oh, God. I don't know where to start. Your organization.
People Against Nuclear Power.
I'd like to join. Is that all right?
Well, of course.
I've been over it again and again. There's no other way. And I think I can help you.
Hello, Toby.
Hillary.
The water's lovely. You should try it sometime.
Yes.
I'm going back now. Come for coffee. We've always joked about you coming in for coffee, haven't we?
It was ages. 2 years before I could bring myself to go near water or even look at it.
He was a teacher as well, wasn't he?
Physics and biology. He'd taken some pupils on a field trip. One of them was up a tree overhanging the river, collecting mosses when the branch broke. He fell in, couldn't swim.
So Martin dived in.
He managed to get the boy to the bank, and then he got caught in the current. Everyone went on about how brave he'd been. Hero, teacher, drowns to save pupil, all that. All the school wanted to do was just claim responsibility as fast as possible. Forget about it. You know about their father, do you?
No.
He was killed when Alice was about 15. An accident. He severed an artery with some sort of scythe. She was there. Saw it happen. Must have colored her view of the universe.
Not surprisingly.
She said that Martin should have left the boy to drown.
I found a bottle of Frascati.
Fine.
How do I look?
It suits you.
Thank you very much.
Oh. What's the matter?
You're really something, Miss R.
Is that all? Look, for an awful moment, you're going to tell me I reminded you of your mother.
I beg your pardon? I'll have you know my mother's an extremely respectable woman.
Oh, careful, you spill the wine. Oh.
Hello. Yes, Mr. Blaney. What can I do for you? And if I did? It's about time, if you ask me. Fine. If that's the way you want it, I will. I'm going to have to go. I'm sorry.
Go? I thought that was supposed to be my line.
Oh, Neville Potter's here. I'm was a smashing afternoon. I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Afternoon, sir. I managed to get hold of a couple of strips for it.
Strips?
That there repair job. The window.
Good. Well, let me know when you can do it, and I'll leave a key if I'm out.
Right, sir. Spoke at the service, did he? Rev Carpley.
Oh, yeah.
One of nature's gentlemen, my mother would say. I'll see you then, sir.
Look, whatever you say will make no difference. I'll speak to whoever I want, and it's certainly no business of yours.
I don't give a damn whether it's my business or not. I want to know if you sent that social worker around, snooping around, asking questions. In a minute, Angel, in a minute.
Is that what they told you, that it was I who phoned them?
They didn't have to, did they? It was obvious who and why.
I don't have to answer that. But if I did, it was about bloody time. Why don't you just admit it?
What?
That you can't cope here on your own. You never could even when she was alive. It was hardly the place to bring a sick woman in the first place.
Ah, now we're getting somewhere, aren't we? How many months did you give her, eh? 3, 6?
What are you talking about?
So concerned, weren't you? So concerned. But all the time you were watching to see how much weight she was losing. A little more bone showing through, not much longer now. You made a bloody good investment in this cottage. You're invested in her death.
Oh, don't be so utterly bloody ridiculous. You can't offload your guilt onto me that easily. I used to come here because of things that needed seeing to. The damp in the kitchen, the roof. You were the first to remind me of my obligations as a landlady. Which reminds me, I've decided to apply for a fair rent.
Oh, charming. Bloody charming. Thank you very much.
What you're currently paying is derisory.
But I do pay it on regularly, and I'm the sitting tenant, and you'll not get me out that easily.
Unless, of course, you can't meet the increase. I hear the art isn't going so well.
You're evil. Aren't you? You'd stop at nothing to get me and the children out of this cottage. Do you know something? Not so long ago, they used to ban people like you. If it wasn't for the children, I'd kill you myself. I'll not have them taken into so-called care just for the satisfaction of putting my hands round your throat. Children. What do you know about children?
Dad, Annalie's locked himself in the cupboard again and I can't get it open.
I'm coming, chicken. I'm coming.
How long have you got to do this for? Dunno. I like doing it.
almost tea.
Daddy! 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 Daddy!
Daddy, something! A towel, a bandage! Don't just stand there! Do something!
We don't do something, he'll die! Oh, please, we have
All right, we can go now. I'll never be able to hurt you ever again. Listen to me. Listen. I'll tell you what happened. We left him. We went down to the bottom of the orchard to climb trees. When we got back, we found him like this. That's all there is to it. Simple as that. We don't need to say anything else. Look at me, Alice. Look at me. You understand?
I understand. Yes.
Stay awake, I'm sorry.
No. Woke some time ago. Couldn't get up again. Ooh. Fresh?
Mm-hmm.
It's rising.
Yes, it has been for the last hour or so. Any more news about the job?
No. Nothing definite anyway.
Why are they taking so long?
Bloody angry if I don't get it. The right man for the job, for God's sake. I need it. If we're going to have any hope of saving this planet, the future lies with nuclear power. How to manage it better. Present it better.
It's a totally new appointment, isn't it? They're not going to create a post like Nuclear Suprema unless they know they've got the right person available. You.
Trust Hillary to sort out that.
Hello?
Ah, Mr. Douglas, sorry to invade you like this. Wondered if I might have a word with you.
Yes, of course. I'll be right down. Until I came up here, I had no idea she collected pictures. Well, I had no idea she had so many.
Dark horse.
It's very neat and methodical.
Fine old lady. Father McGee introduces. Fine old bird, I remember him saying.
She'd have appreciated that.
When my wife was alive, we often used to bring the children over here. She'd tell them stories. Rome, Naples. God knows where. They'd sit there quiet as mice listening to her, never understanding the words she was saying. A few people would have starved to death around here if it hadn't been for her. And that's no exaggerating. Practical Christian, no one of you piss off on praying brigade. Only interested in garden fates and church roofs.
What was the name of the picture?
Dreaming of a St. Martin's summer.
Ah, here it is. Now, let's have a look.
A couple of dealers over from Germany interested in my recent genius. God knows what they'd make of that in Dusseldorf.
About as much as they'd make of it in Norwich.
Anyway, I'll let you have it back within a couple of weeks, all right?
Fine, fine, no hurry.
You want to buy it? You'll have to whistle, eh?
wondering what people would make of us if they knew.
What, out here like this, you mean?
Hmm.
None of their business. Like who, anyway?
People at work. People at the village.
Your sister?
No. No, this is not something that would particularly worry her.
Wife, then?
My wife is in America and happily remarried, thank God.
Who cares about other people, anyway? The present is all that matters. Nothing else exists. I'd better be getting back.
Already?
I told Neil I wouldn't be more than an hour. He gets worried if I'm late. The Whistler.
The Whistler. The Whistler doesn't kill in broad daylight. Anyway, I doubt whether he'd venture out here. Too little real cover.
I wish they'd catch him. At least it would be one less thing for Neil to worry about. Would you do something for me?
What?
That Hillary Robarts. Would you stop her taking Neil to court?
I don't have any control over my staff's private lives. If she thinks she's been liable, there's nothing I can do.
You only wrote what was true.
That's a very dangerous defense to a libel action, one he'd be ill-advised to rely on.
She won't get any money. He hasn't got any. If he has to pay costs, it'll ruin him.
Maybe he should have thought of that before he started.
What about next Sunday? I can get away late afternoon.
Okay. About 4:30 then.
No. Get off, filthy little beast.
Oh, Jesus, get off. What the hell do you think you're doing? He's only trying to be friendly.
Friendly, is that what you call it? Look at my trousers, they're ruined.
I don't know why you bothered to come over, so why don't you just get lost?
I came to tell you I decided to drop the legal action. As it happens, I've changed my mind. I hope it ruins you both. You and your tart.
She is a vicious, evil-minded old cow. She'll get her come up and stuff, don't you worry.
Yeah.
Oh, look! Should have given her one of these. Save me the trouble.
See you, Doris.
Yeah, bye, love.
understand? I don't give a damn. It's my life. I'll do what I want with it.
It's absolutely right for her to be in this mainstream setting where